All right. So we're looking at knowing what you need today. And that context or that application could mean anything. It could mean, right, I need to get strong. So how do you know that? And do you know how to get what you need? So we're looking at the first piece of, hey, how do we know what we need? Let's look at that. And you'll find that there are a good amount of people that have to be told what they need. And there's a good amount of people that figure out what they need. So as we started off, in the past, I was told what I needed, basically 2/3, and I had to figure out what I needed on my own. So that right now is our group body separation. 2/3 told, 1/3 figure out. If I was told, now the first thing I'll kind of point out here between the two is somehow we lose about 14, 16%, right? Because up here, 38% said they had to figure it out. And here, 22% said they had to figure it. So that's the first frame of logic to just question. If you were told, 40% went along with and agreed. You were told you need this, and then you said, yes, that's what I need. In the world at large, I think you are seeing why that can be problematic. Okay. If you were told and you question it immediately, so these are the skeptics. But why or why not? 14%. The last 22% went along with it, but notice that there were gaps. Okay. So something to keep in mind is how we view and fill out our reality. If I had to figure out, look at this beautiful pie chart. If I had to figure out what was needed, first off, 28%, again, skewed a bit from the top, but we'll forget that for now. 28% had to be told, did not figure. If I do not figure things out on my own, I am unable to build the skills to figure things out on my own. I am reliant on being told what to do. Okay, again, just consider that for a moment. Consider that future. Okay, 22% knew what they were lacking right away. They could pinpoint it. Okay, and in that ability to pinpoint, you can efficiently get what you need. For example, if I am sad and lonely and need a hug, and I recognize I need a hug, I can seek out that hug. Versus I am feeling empty and alone, and maybe that ice cream will make me feel better. So I'm just going to eat this ice cream because ice cream feels good. Right? Not knowing what I need, just knowing a coping strategy. I'm seeing there might be some chat going on. I just want to make sure see if it's for me or not. Okay, and that's okay. So let me get rid of this. Okay. 26.3%, about a fourth, had to compare yourself with members of your family. Why members of your family? They are the most immediate. They are the ones that are most in your environment. They are most relational because you grew up in the same place. If you have siblings, right? Some of you will be like, I'm exactly like my siblings, or I am opposite of my siblings. How does that happen if you grew up in the same place with the same parents? Right? This is the interesting thing about humans and personality. We grow and evolve. Okay. 22% trusted your own process, and it turned out to be accurate, which means you just did your own thing. Okay. You figured it out completely on your own, and you did not use the outside world necessarily to test yourself against. Okay. Then I asked, what realm? Maybe you can't pinpoint it. Maybe you can't say the exact word. And thinking of this, if I even just throw out the word fear, people have this very reactionary kind of repulsion to the word fear because they think it makes them seem weak. So if I were to, for example, give you a global explanation right now, or a global example, if you know about the news about yesterday, about people storming the Capitol, right? Something they had in common is they happened to be white people, right? White people that identified and looked like our current president, Mr. Trump. They have seen that they lost the election, and, which was the clicking point for yesterday, I don't know how much you know, they now have lost the governmental congressional stronghold. So basically the other party, the Democrats, now own the electoral branch and the judicial branch of the United States. So these white people are fearful that they're about to lose everything and that their last chance to hang on to white supremacy, if you will, has now been obliterated. So out of fear, they act out in violence. Right? Let me pause that for a second. Not out of superiority, but of fear. But they would never say it was fear. They would say it's power. They would say it's guns. Right? Let me check the chat one more time just to see. Maybe if I can. It went away. So I'm not sure. Does anybody have anything they wanted to add to that? With your mic, please, because the chat thing went away. No? Okay. So again, something to consider. So almost half of you saying that your current needs are mental and emotional. And my response is, if that is your need, are you actually going after that? If you are feeling, right, anxious, is your mechanism to cope with that anxiety to go for a run or to do push-ups or to do sit-ups. And again, I'm not necessarily saying this is a wrong thing. I'm just saying, do they match? And if they don't match, then maybe you're not able to get yourself what you need because they don't match. Okay? This idea of doing exercise to clear one's head, it's to get rid of that anxiety and put it into energy. Right? Again, I'm not saying right or wrong, but if the anxiety doesn't actually go away, maybe we need a different strategy or an additional strategy. Okay? 22% said social, right? And because we have phones, we kind of can get that if we go after it. Now, I'll pause here to see if anybody here said social. So I'm sorry, said physical. But you'd have to be willing to talk with me. And I know it's tough when recording, but anybody here put down that physical was your need? Again, I can't see the chat, but okay, totally fine. I will give you an example from second period. Okay, it was a lady. The lady said, I need to get stronger. And then I asked her, how do you know you need to get stronger? And she said, well, because I sit on my butt all day and I barely get any steps in. And yesterday I had to go to a college to tour it. And I did over 3,000 steps and my body is dead. And I was like, excellent example. And my question was, and maybe you're formulating it in your mind, how is walking more related to strength? Right? And kind of what we came to is that she doesn't do much. The only reason she did a lot was because of this new exciting experience that didn't make it feel like exercise. And so when she got back home, she knows she's not going to do much again because nothing is that exciting. And because she's not going to do that much, what she does really needs to count. So instead of just, standing during a Zoom, or best case scenario, maybe doing your class on a treadmill, if you have that option, she automatically jumped to strength. So if I'm going to only get 10 steps a day in, I better be carrying something and really going up and down with those steps. Right? And as we discussed this, she was like, oh, again, that immediate jump, then in order to get better, I need to go all the way over into strength training because that's what exercise is. Remember, there's a whole lot on the other side of the spectrum. if she simply didn't sit as much. That's it. If she didn't sit as much, she would achieve the same result. Okay. So again, things to consider. Then I asked, how do you know where your current needs are? My phone going off, sorry. And I'm just going to let you read through these for a bit. I'll scroll through a few times. Some explanation, some not explanation. This is a very clever one saying how they break down. They break down emotionally, so they know they need mental emotional support. This one says, I break down physically, so I know I need physical support. It's very interesting that we use the terminology in the frame of breaking in order to start paying attention, right? I'll show you one more. And this question here again, how do you know you're bad? What makes you bad at social? Right? I'm not good to myself. And what does this, I see I need to lose weight? Is that you literally just looking and comparing to you? It's like, you know, like you get a haircut. It's like your hair grows day by day by day by day, but then you get to this day and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally need a haircut. It's like you forgot that all that was happening. Like, did that happen in your body? And you like glance by a mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to lose weight. Like, were you sensitive and paying attention before as the gain was happening? Or is this completely because that in your feeds of media, you see a bunch of workout stuff now that it's the new year? Is that what makes you feel that need? So again, where do these feelings come from? Get to the bottom of that and you'll get to the bottom of the solution. All right, regarding your needs. Biggest, I know what to do, but I'm not sure how to do it. I need the instructions, or I need at least a guide, go in that direction in order to help me out. Now this, unless these people, and I don't know, maybe these are all the people that don't come here, but I'm very skeptical that 30% of you know exactly what to do regarding your needs and am doing it. And maybe it's just me, but I'm very skeptical that you are that savvy to know exactly and be able to do it as a teenager. My hunch is, and again, please interrupt if I'm wrong, my hunch is that these people are, it's going to sound terrible, but they're almost delusional in that everything's fine. It's like they convince themselves that everything's good and nothing needs to be looked at. Again, don't go into the scary place. This 18% really needs kind of hey, where to start, what to do. I'm not sure. All I know is that something's wrong. I don't know how to check on things. I don't know where to go from there, but something is wrong. And then lastly, this green section, 4 people said, I need to be told every single instruction. What step to take, how to do it, and then what's next. There is no go for it and I can continue. There is nope, tell me what to do every step of the way. Let me try to check this chat again. Okay, I don't think this is for, I'll ask out loud. Josh, is that for everyone to know, or are you just trying to talk with Angel? It's okay either way. Okay, thank you for the heads up, Jasmine. We're also gonna try to end up soon, but if you need to leave earlier, that's okay. Is it okay? I'm not sure if this gets recorded, but is it okay if I read what you wrote, Josh? You can type yes or no. Okay. So what was written was, I am constantly on the brink of an emotional breakdown and losing my SHIT, SH star T, right? So here is someone who is able to say, right, I am always on the brink. And there are folks saying, yeah, right? But someone's brave enough to be able to say it, be able to show their vulnerability and saying, hey, I have an issue with this, right? Because unless you are able to say, I have an issue, you will never be able to solve the problem. And you will never be able to trust either another human being or yourself to fix the problem. Okay. If I can ask one more follow-up, and again, you could keep chatting and I'll relay it, Josh, if that's okay. What have you found? Yesterday, you talked about reading was really helpful. What have you found to keep you on the side of okay versus tipping off into losing your SHIT? What is keeping you grounded and just enough okay?
I found a book at a store in not at the mall here, Woodburn Outlet. Um, Calm the fuck down, and it's giving me tips on how to basically like calm down, and it
Yeah,
has
so
me.
awesome. So it basically was a set of possible instructions, and you tried some and you found that they work. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah.
Awesome. And if I can give you one more, and I appreciate this back and forth, were you able to find strategies that work on your own without this book?
Yes, but none of them were healthy.
Thank you. Right. And I won't go into this publicly, but I appreciate that, because then it goes, well, how do you know they're healthy? Right. And all this stuff. And I know that you could answer, but I don't want to put you on blast in this recorded session, but I thank you. Right. This idea that I found this way, and this is why there are quote unquote destructive and unhealthy behaviors everywhere, because they find something that works and they don't judge it in a way. This makes me feel good right now. I don't care if it takes 10 years off my life. I just want to get to tomorrow. Right? And this is kind of where we're at. And again, a book like that, he doesn't have to do everything, but as a contemplative being, he could say, oh, these 10 things worked for this person writing this book. Oh, I see how that one could work. I could apply it to my life. We have to throw away the bad bits and use the good bits and use them in a way that makes sense for us. Then it becomes easy to cope. Let me check this chat one more time. Yes. I'll put that up there. It says tomorrow is filled with different possibilities, right? And I will caveat one more step on top of that and say, so is today. And I am absolutely someone who looks to the future. But I tend to look like an hour ahead, right? Because I want to use my day in a certain way. But yes. This is excellent. Thank you for that input. I want to respect time, so I want to make sure that we kind of get through these last few questions. Who do I trust most regarding my needs? 60% of you said yourself, which is awesome, right? Because you're taking yourself into the equation. Next is family, then friends. Some people put teachers, do they or no? And that's okay. No teachers, and that's all right. This one here, no one. Not even themselves. If you don't trust even yourself, what direction are you going to go in? A lot of all of the aboves. Okay, but right, again, hopefully this is all kind of clicking. If you have no trust, you have no confidence, you have no action. So you just sit. Who I trusted regarding my needs has been wrong, let me down, led me astray. 43% of you have been hurt or betrayed or showed that you were wrong. What that does is give you a healthy sense of skepticism or questioning, that allows you to critically think because you don't want to get burned again. Talk about a great motivator, right? Now, this 56% who haven't felt like they've been wronged, they're going to continue to just follow what is laid out because they haven't been wronged, right? And my question is, have you not been wronged because you have not thought of a different way? Because you're just blindly following? Is that why you're not wrong? Because you never challenged or questioned? Big pieces to consider. Last question, and again, regarding physical. I trust that my body can do whatever I need it to do. 71% are like, yeah, I can get it stronger. I can get more steps. I can make this pain go away. I can adjust, da, 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 da. But 28% disagree, right? I don't trust my body. And if you don't trust your body, how will you treat it? How do you treat that person on the bus that you don't trust? Right? The relationship has to be set for anything to happen. Stop recording and stop sharing real quick.